Hey Korbanth Saber fans, Korbanth here. Going to show you how to work the new Halo Master Chief Spartan lightsaber. This is a very limited release. We only bought a small handful from our friends over at Phoenix Props. Great set of people over in Germany. They really know what they're doing. We cooperate with them a lot on lightsaber projects, but we got this one in stock. It's sold out in like 1 hour, so it looks like we're going to have more made because it looks like there's a demand. It's a beautiful saber. When you first get this installed saber, you unscrew the bottom, and here are the buttons right here. Those are the two buttons. You'll notice off to the left side is I marked a little gold line. That should line up with this. And it makes sure that your buttons on the chassis are lined up with the buttons here. So you'll notice you can't pull the chassis out. You have to twist it. So you twist it and then you can move it out. There's the chassis. On the battery, make sure there's the on-off switch. Make sure I use a flathead screwdriver to gently pry the battery out. One thing to know about the battery is that it only comes with a 2% charge, so it's very important to, after you test this saber, like just spend a minute or two playing with it, take this battery out, put it in the provided charger, and charge it overnight. It's very important. Also, the nub on the battery is the positive, and there's a positive. Make sure it always goes in the correct way. If you put it in wrong, it can short it. So let's turn it on. So, it's hard to see in here, but there's two screws to align with these two troughs in the chassis. The goal is to put these in so that the buttons are like as so. They're on the left. And then when you twist it in place, this should align with this. That lets you know the buttons on the chassis are right under the buttons on the saber. Now, most of these, the top button is the ignition and the bottom button is the font changer. It has been reversed before, and that's okay. It just means if this is button 1, this is 2, or if this is 1, this is 2. They both function about the same. Button 2 will change to different fonts.
If they came to hear me beg, they will be disappointed.
Now, one of the things that I've done in the past is when you go to put this on and the buttons don't work, sometimes this chassis moves just a tiny bit when you're trying to screw this on. What I do is I do this. When you know that the button's properly working, I press and hold the button down. Now the saber's going to turn off. Now you can put the pommel on. Put it on as far as it'll go. Now, if I did it right, it's in there perfect. Now, there's two ways to turn it off. You can press and hold, and it turns off, or you can twist, and that turns off. The bottom button, or the second button, will change to the different fonts.
I have a bad feeling about this. My only conclusion, how would you... Obi-Wan, I killed them. You have interfered. It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
So, here is the blade retention screw. You have one on each side. Just make sure that when you put the blade in, tighten it real well, light it up. So that's pretty much all there is to know about the saber and how to work it. Can't think of much else. I really like this one. We're also looking at making a second Halo saber, which, if you're familiar with the franchise, there's a gun that the enemies use, the enemies of Halo. I think they call them the Covenant or the Horde. They have these weapons that are called a needler pistol, or some kind of plasma blaster. But we designed one that looks like a needler gun, but it's a lightsaber. So if this is real popular and you really like Halo-themed lightsabers, we got some more coming. If you have any questions, don't forget about holding the button down when you put the pommel on to keep the chassis in place, and make sure you put the chassis in correctly when it rotates. If you put it in the wrong way and rotate it, the buttons are not going to be pressing it. So you have to pull the chassis out, flip it around, and then put it back in. Just remember this when you're watching the video. It'll make a lot more sense when you have it in hand. Take care, and thanks for choosing us.